your art, feedback your art, feedback your art. Boom! Yeah, in this video, I'll be doing some feedback on the art of my Patreons, and we are going to start on, you got it, Asher. So the first thing that I noticed here, shapes. I'm not going to start by talking of the color, separation of the cloth, but the first thing that I noticed here happening is a strong bunny. So we need to make the bunny stronger. His face is a little bit stretched. Yes, it is. We can stretch it a little bit. So I'm not even thinking about the tails right now. It's all about the shapes. Yeah, all this area right here, it's much darker. And you can see the curvature. Yeah, let's do this. It's really strong. These clothes, they should be like pretty close to the body, with more folding, more bending points. It's confusing here. We need to get one point to be the main source of light. Okay, so you want to make bright light getting away from the eyes, coming from the eyes. So we need to make the background, darker. Go dark, go. And less saturated. Darker and less saturated. If you're not the focal point, you don't deserve that contrast. That's something that artists do a lot. So bring the attention to your focal point. In this case, the face. And that's a great tip that I advise everybody to follow. I'm going to change the mode of my brush to color dodge. You know what is going to happen. Light coming from above. So all of the shapes that are turned up are going to receive light, and the ones in the middle receive half of light. Even when you are like painting or it's a sketch or line art, it's extremely important that you're not looking at the clock all the time like, I need to finish this. No, I want to already go to another part. No, this is boring. I don't like it. That's the part that you're going to make a mistake. Because if you are not enjoying it, you're rushing through it. And I'm not saying that everything in the life of an artist needs to be pleasure, but I'm saying that if you are not in that right moment, focus on it, totally focus it, I can guarantee you it's not going to have a great result. So it's basically you accepting that, okay, I need to do this, so I'm going to do my best on it. If we have a strong silhouette, and it does not need to be like totally around it, because it's going to become like anime, manga, just do on certain darker places that receive occlusion shadow, places that the light cannot touch at all. And since it's smiling, there is a part of me right here that is catched by the smile. Do you see this part right here? Do you see this meat right here? Yeah, this meat. That's the part that we're making with light. Like, mmm. About the cloth, what I did here. There exist bending points. There are points like here in your armpit. There are points here in the armpit. There are points here between this piece of cloth and the rest. And they are bending. And that's the amazing part of it. Part here, it's going to be darker because it's not receiving that strong light, and it's not going to be darker like a shadow, like the color that was right now. It's going to be darker as a reflection, so it's brighter than a shadow, but it's darker than a highlight, than the lights that we are doing here. So, since it's reflecting, let's put a warm tone. It's going to look great. Depending on the color of the fur, if it's a dark fur or if it's a bright fur, it's going to change a lot on the colors, on the levels of gray that you're going to choose on it. So as an example, in this piece that you can see, we are using a bright white fur. In this case, we're not going to have the black tone, we cannot go that close to black tones. Why? Because the white color by itself, it doesn't go that dark. It doesn't go the same way that if you have a if you have a black fur, you cannot have a part of that fur that is going to be white. Only if it's like a strong reflection or something like that. But you cannot find, like an example in a black cat, in the black fur, a reflection naturally that it is white, pure white. You're gonna find it like some brighter grays and everything, but not pure white. I like to rotate my canvas to see if it's on the right side or not. First, let's talk about perspective. Since this is not painted, our main objective here is going to be on perspective, on anatomy, on basic line art, and those things. First thing that I noticed here that can improve. We can see that this motorcycle is going deep into the field. Deep. The perspective of it, it's becoming larger, bigger at the side, and here it's smaller. So it also means that it should be applied to the background. Same to the floor, you don't see the floor going into that same direction. Even if the motorcycle is like not following it, the perspective of it should be going whoop, a little bit following that one. The perspective needs to be all together with everything in the background, everything in the foreground, everything in the middle ground. All of it follows the same perspective. Yup, it's pretty strong. Like, really strong. Let me compare them. Yeah. We need to force also the perspective in the background. Or you can do the opposite. Make the motorcycle, the bike, with less strength. But that's a cool perspective. We cannot deny it. It looks awesome. So why not change the background? By the way, so here, the motorcycle is showing us that there is a point of perspective here. There's a point here. Where these two parts here connect on each other. That's where this point is. And this point should also be used for where is the ceiling, where the walls direction, where is the floor direction, and everything. Okay, Photoshop have this amazing tool of the polygon. If you change it to like 100 sides and get the setting, you're gonna get this type of thing. And this creates for you already the perspective. So you can see here loads of things. Let me align these two. Now we can see the right perspective for the floor. Erase the floor. We're gonna follow these lines right here. And if there is a question on how I was able to tell that the second line is right here, I can tell you how. We can see that the perspective is following like this. A motorcycle is following like this little ear of the motorcycle and this little one, they follow this type of line. So they get together in a point here. Somewhere here they get together. You can see more of this side right here than the other one. It already indicates you which side you get more of it, which side is the perspective turning into. The charter helps us a lot to understand the perspective. How? It's a 3/4. Like if you have a rectangle right here, the charter would be like this. You can see the upper part. Yeah, you can see. Okay. Do you see this? It's really going together. Whoop! That's what's happening with the charter. And if I try to apply this in the charter, you can see like this part here is the side, this part here is the frontal. It's happening. It's happening. And I always need to reinforce that there is no trouble if you're having some kind of problem changing the perspective or anything. Remember, you're doing your best. door seems to be pretty small in this one, especially because of the titles. They don't get that smaller. Also, the difference between the title size, that's like right here in this wall, it doesn't show it getting that bigger when it's getting closer to her. You can see that I'm making everything more a forced perspective in this side, while the other one is not that forced since the motorcycle is like that. Wait a minute. There are 4 titles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 4th one is touching both walls, so these 2 are the middle. If these 2 are the middle and these 2 are touching the door should be in the middle. But the door is not in the middle. Okay, the ear. You can see that this one got a bigger opening and this one is smaller. Only if it's something off the character, I understand it. But because of the perspective, this one needs to be more wide open. This one needs to be more closed. Let me do it with another color so you can see it. The ear could start right here. The head can be a little bit even more. Yup. The ear could start right here. The ear part comes from here, the first one. Sometimes try to draw the anatomy so you can see better what is happening. Yep, the ear should be here. Where's her other arm? If it's here too inside of the pocket, we should be able to see the movement happening in the cloth. We need to be able to see the movement happening here inside of it. And I see it's going a little bit more to the side, like the elbows are more open. So I believe we would be able to see, even if a little bit. Oh, here should be her shoulder. If one shoulder is here close, since it is a 3/4, the other one should be more close. Especially because the boob is here, chest area, and then shoulder. Shoulder is right here. If the boob is here, the shoulder is right here. If you want to make it like that, yeah, would be like that. But I would truly recommend putting the hand like in her thigh. It will look more of a natural pose. In the back we got in the back we've got something called this part right here, okay? This part right here. It tends to be bigger, especially if we are opening our arms. It tends to appear more. The lats. So this part here under the shoulder, yeah, gets bigger right here. So it not comes from here, it comes from here. Even that the cloth is been push it, pull it. Yeah, there's the movement happening there. I believe that we can work more in the bending part of the clothes. I have free tutorials on YouTube for cloth bending. You can watch them. Free. Just check out my playlist on my YouTube channel, GabyT. So, we need to understand there are bending points. And here in the middle of the legs, as an example, there is a bending point. Everything comes from there and goes from there. In this part. And like here, since it's falling down into the leg, there's going to have some gravity applied into that. If you can like try different types of lines, Not them like exactly in the middle, because here could be a place taking light, or the shadow here could be pretty soft, not appearing that much. So if you can use this kind of line more into the edges, it can change a lot your artwork. Again, the perspective, you can see that is really strong here, but there is no need for it to be that strong in this part. You can do the fingers bigger. Because if we are able to see the floor from above, we can also see her paw from above. All of this part is really well done. Okay, I see that the hair does not got a lot of things going out like this. Don't be afraid to make like one. I love that anime got a lot of this. Okay, do you see how there is hair just going around? Like, it's not all a fluffy ball, but there's hair like going around, pretty around, just like my hair right now. Right now, like here, right now. There's some going to a side, there's some going to another side. They're not like compact like this part here. They are like alive. Look at this. It goes to this direction, this direction, this direction, and this direction, and this direction. Here in the hair, you could do like a lock of hair falling down like this. And then you do the letter D almost. And there is a little space here in the middle. And it looks amazing. Or like a small hair here. Small lock of hair here. We like to see hair just falling down and have a beautiful movement. My specialty is hair and fur, so this is the best tip that I can give to you right now about it. Yeah, like just let it flow. Yes! I love it so much. Here could be even more. Yeah, you did this here. This, exactly this. This, perfection. 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 I have no other thing to say. This is perfection, okay? All of this is that side of the shape. Is that side that is not in the same as the other one that it's on white. There's a white side and there is a blue side. They are not going to receive the same amount of light. They are not going to receive the same amount of shadows. Remember the rectangle that I said earlier? Yes. They are not the same, okay? They are not. So remember this side here of the rectangle. Of course, it's simple to understand a rectangle. It's not going to have as much light as this one. And vice versa. But it's something to keep in mind, and that's happening with the motorcycle, it's happening with everything in the background. It's because when we add a lot of things, we tend to get lost. But I know you can do it. I know you can do it. You can do it. You're doing an amazing job, and I'll see you in the next speed paint. Thank you very much for the opportunity to help you. And you that's watching this video on YouTube, why not leave a like, check out GabyT and Patreon, because here we make you grow as an artist. Yeah! And I'll be seeing you in the next one. You're awesome, champ.